Brought to you by Gamezy. Win up to rupees 5 crores every day. Download the app now.
Welcome back to the place where we check in on the latest fun, quirky or interesting happenings in the world of the Indian Premier League. And obviously one of the things that is being talked about the most is the match that took place between the Gujarat Titans and Chennai Super Kings. Now obviously the Gujarat Titans being a new team, and the way that they have been playing recently has garnered a lot of attention, but there were two men whose performances clearly stood out in yesterday's or Sunday's encounter, and that was David Miller and Rashid Khan. Of course, the Gujarat Titans social media team chose the moment after the match to have a little catch-up with both Miller and Rashid, where they discussed how it is that they went about with their innings and how it is that they planned to go about with, the run chase, which was tricky at one point. It's definitely worth checking out, so I would recommend that if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a look. But there's always more things to celebrate when you're talking about the IPL. And today, April 18th, is a very notable date indeed when it comes to the history of the IPL. Why? Because it was on this day in 2008 that the first ever IPL game was played. You heard that right? Yes, that means that the IPL has now completed, officially speaking, a full 15 years. And naturally, as I said, teams were in celebration mode. Even the league put out a congratulatory or celebratory tweet noting the occasion and, of course, having a bit of a look in at the history of the league and how it's progressed since. Of course, fans of the Kolkata Knight Riders would remember that day for very different reasons entirely, and that was because of the fact that that was the match that saw a certain Brendan McCullum, who incidentally is now their head coach, blaze 158 not out against the Royal Challengers Bangalore. So of course KKR did decide to have some sort of a throwback of sorts for their current coach. Definitely an interesting thing to check out. Do see it if you haven't already. But they weren't the only ones who were celebrating. Jay Shah also put out a tweet where he stated very clearly about how far the league has come since and how much further they intend going in the future. And sticking to KKR related news, if Sunil Narine, and there's no reason why this shouldn't really be the case, gets picked to play for the side against the Rajasthan Royals, he'll be notching up a very particular milestone. It will be his 150th T20 game in his career. Now, obviously, that is quite a historical thing, and the Knights social media team actually caught up with Sunil Narine, did a little bit of a sit down with him where he said a number of interesting things, including the fact that his stated ambition as things stand is to retire with the Knight Riders. Definitely a heartwarming statement from one of the club's most longest serving players. So again, check it out if you haven't already. And that's it from us in this particular edition of the social and news related wrap. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Do like the video if you enjoyed it, comment, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we have so much daily news related coverage, not just with the IPL, but also for sports around the world. So what is it that you're waiting for? Subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you know every single time when it is that we upload a video. Thanks again for joining us. Bye-bye for now.